Welcome back, everyone. So, last time we talked about the deceit going on behind Hillary's health and her health care. And today we're going to get into why this is happening. And I'm also going to show you guys a couple of clips at the end that have been downplayed by the mass media because I know a lot of you haven't actually seen or read about this so called evidence, all the things that are fueling these questions about Hillary's well being. So I am gonna, show those at the end. So here's an article from September 6th, the mainstream movement making fun of the Drudge Report and all the alternative media kind of questioning Hillary's coughing fits and her overall health. Can we just stop talking about Hillary Clinton's health now? And then, once September 11th incident happened, we have that same author tweeting, oh, Hillary Clinton's health just became a real issue in the campaign. Huh, interesting. So they're still downplaying it, of course, saying it's non-contagious pneumonia now. The ever-changing Hillary's health story, she's fine, is essentially what it is. But they really don't go deeper into all these known health issues that we know she has. They don't talk about it too much. They don't want to. But it is important because the conditions she has had, such as the brain blood clots, only about half of these patients ever fully recover. The majority of them do have lasting symptoms that do, progressively get worse, including vision issues, balance issues, memory issues, all the things that we have seen Hillary portraying throughout this entire election. And the point is, it doesn't matter if you're a Trump supporter or if you're a Hillary supporter, doesn't really matter because this is a human being. This is a human being here that is seriously appears to be ill, and the people around her are hiding it and possibly not even giving her the proper care. She didn't even go to the hospital after collapsing into this van. So the people questioning it are being called conspiracy theorists. They are being silenced. And they're actually questioning, like I said, whether or not she's even getting the proper health care. But why are these people doing this? Why would there be a large scale conspiracy to hide her health? Why would people do that? How would they have the moral conscience, the moral ability to even carry out some of the things that they do? And what we have to understand is that these people in power, the majority of the people in politics, the majority of people with money and fame and all the worldly things, usually these people have chosen to spiritually disconnect with their higher moral self in exchange for those worldly gifts, the power and the fame and the money. And you see so much of this one-eye Illuminati symbolism in the media nowadays, Hollywood especially, but it really, the parallels between Hollywood celebrities and political celebrities are kind of staggering. It should be looked at. Basically what this imagery means is it's symbolic of people closing off their higher self, becoming less aware of what's around them, half asleep, ignoring all of these evil things going around them and the evil things that they themselves are doing to get these worldly gifts. Now, of course, disconnecting with your higher moral self is definitely going to disconnect you from God, because that is how you connect with God, by connecting with your higher self. So by becoming less aware, half asleep, ignoring all of these disgusting things going on around them, these Hollywood people and political figures are both just puppeting themselves, parading around, doing all of these disgusting things that they probably at one point in their life felt that they would never do or could never have the conscience to do, but they have become so, you know, into this agenda and into this spiritual deception that they become half asleep, they become decepted, they choose to continue to be decepted and to deceive you and keep you half asleep so that you're not able to find your connection with God as well. So let's go into some of these clips, some of this so-called evidence that there are, there should be some discussion about Hillary's health. This is one from Benghazi hearing. This is Jason A's YouTube video channel. Can only show a couple of clips from each of these different videos because of copyright, but also the quality will probably be low. That's why I suggest, doing your own research. But let's take a look at some of these clips.
Do you have a skiff in your home?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and who else was at your home? Were you alone?
I was alone, yes.
The whole night?
Well, yes, the whole night.
Well, I don't know why that's funny. I mean, did you have any in-person briefings? I don't find it funny at all.
I'm sorry, a little note of levity at 7:15.
Well, I mean, the reason I say it's not funny is because it went well into the night when our folks on the ground were still in danger. So I don't think it's funny to ask you if you were alone the whole night.
Congresswoman, you asked if I had a skiff.
So
I had secure phones.
You can see the moral degradation of this woman. She's laughing while testifying about, human lives that have been lost. Very disconnected.
They can have forgetfulness.
Is that video we're showing a seizure?
Well,
maybe
it certainly could be.
Watch it right here. Let's just. I want to watch it closely here. Watch the reporter back right there. You see the look, and it goes on and on and on. That is, to me, bizarre.
There's certainly some neurologic issue going on depending on when this tape was taken, but 30% of the patients that have some sort of the post-traumatic injuries, they can have cognitive issues, forgetfulness. Sometimes they can forget words.
The brain freezes.
So, as you noticed, Fox News did cover that quote-unquote seizure incident, but it's important because when they bring up this stuff, when they bring up these facts, they put it in such a light that it supports Hillary and her narrative. They show this view, this side view on Fox News and all the other, if they even bring it up on any of the other news, I'm not sure, but they bring up this side of it to kind of downplay it. Her official story is she was just being silly because these reporters were bombarding her with questions, so she was, just kind of having this silly reaction to it. But let's take a look at the, front view. It's bizarre. Looks like she doesn't really have full control over it. Does this look like she's kind of just joking around? I don't know. It's a question. There's another one where she was at the DNC. There was a ball drop, so there's a lot of excitement going on. But her reaction, the head jerking, just does not look natural to me. But take a look for yourself. That's slow motion, of course. I'll play the full motion clip here. But the mainstream says, this clip is just a short clip, that, they're not showing the whole story, which is that there is a lot going on. It's exciting. But still, these motions don't look normal to me. This poor woman does not appear to be in good health to me. I think that the people around her, do these people look like they care about this woman, dragging her, throwing her into the van, not going to bring her to the hospital, not even going to, discuss this very much in the mainstream. They're going to try to downplay it as much as possible. But the truth is out there. I urge you to do some research. Take a look for yourself at what's going on. I want to play this Bill Clinton thing I was talking about last time where they kind of edited out him saying frequently. I'll play that clip here.
If it's not more serious.
No,
than dehydration.
She's been, well, if it is, it's a mystery to me and all of her doctors. Rarely, but on more than one occasion over the last many, many years, the same sort of things happened to her when she just got severely dehydrated. And she's worked like a demon, as you know, as Secretary of State and as a senator and in the years since.
worked like a demon. Okay. This is Dr. Drew and what he said that essentially made them silence him, take him off the air, made him apologize about it, questioning whether she's actually getting proper health care.
Problem, blood clots in the leg. She also has hypothyroidism. And she's being treated for hypothyroidism with something called armor thyroid, which is very unconventional and something that we used to use back in the 60s. And both he and I went, that's weird. And by the way, wow, armor thyroid sometimes has some weird side effects. Oh, well, okay. So she goes on Coumadin. That's weird because Coumadin really isn't even used anymore. Now we use Eliquis or Xarelto, things like this. Certainly the presidential candidate would get one of the newer anticoagulants. Then she falls, hits her head, and as a complication of that has something called a transverse sinus thrombosis. This is an exceedingly rare clot. I've only seen one of these in my career, which is a clot in the collecting system for the cerebral spinal fluid. And it essentially guarantees that somebody has something wrong with their coagulation system. Well, she's had 2 clots, a transverse sinus thrombosis. What's wrong with her coagulation system? Has that been evaluated? And oh, by the way, armor thyroid associated rarely with hypercoagulability. So the very medicine the doctors are using may be causing this problem, and they're using an old-fashioned medicine to treat it. What is going on with her health care? It's bizarre. I got to tell you, maybe they have reasons, but at a distance, it looks bizarre.
And she would.
Okay, so again, these people at the top have chosen to disconnect with their higher moral selves. So essentially, a lot of these people, you take a look at Hillary Clinton, Miley Cyrus, these people who've been so indoctrinated into this system, they honestly don't even have the moral capacity to understand what they are doing, to understand how immoral and wrong they are being, because they choose not to. They choose to ignore it. And it's your choice whether you choose to continue buying into the deceit, continue being half asleep, or if you want to wake up to what's going on here. So thank you guys so much for listening. I'm going to try to push more videos out in the future. I enjoy, the comments and the feedback I receive. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Have a great night.